Sure. Okay, let's start our class. Okay, I want to dive into the shape builder tool today, but before that, let's go through some of these two hidden tools up on top. Okay, so both of these arrows, the direct selection tool, the selection tool. No, I don't have to go through those. The widget, the magic weight. Okay, went. Okay, it's to, for example, if you have like bunch of items, this is actually pretty plain and simple. Let me like duplicate some of these items of these circles here, and gives it a different multi-select, and gives it a different color. Maybe a brighter blue. If you use the magic wand, you could select, the same objects. I mean, at least the object that shows the same characteristic. Okay, you could also, like, for example, like, go up here to select. Okay, of course you could select all. That means you don't select everything. You could select same, and then depends on the method of selection. For example, fill color. Okay, so you could select the same fill color. You have to pick at least one, and then select same of something. Okay, for example, opacity, stroke color. If I select stroke color, probably I'll select everything because I all have the same stroke color. Difference in the fill color. So you select one, select same fill color. Okay. Okay. You might figure, okay, why need this functionality? Because sometimes your artwork might be in a million pieces. You want to change specific color. So this is how you do it. Maybe on the stroke or on the fill. So make sure, of course, the magic wand here could do the work, or you could go select whatever type of selection you need. Okay. Also with fonts, okay, different fonts you could same fonts you could select either from the style or the size of the font. So in case that you're getting into a lot of layouts that's using different type of fonts. So this is a faster way to select your items, which is pretty important. Okay, so this one is the lesser tool. You could select by circling out what you want to, circling in what you want to select. For example, these two, or maybe these two right here to make the selection. Okay. Not only object, you can select anchor points. Okay, so it's actually sometimes you could like click and drag on the direct selection tool to select a specific anchor point. So sometimes you have to judge whatever tool you want to use. The pen tool, we went over the pen tool, but there are a little bit more to it. For example, like if I zoom in here on this circle, so it's brighter so you guys can see, it has like 4 anchor points, because it's a circle. Okay, so what if I want to, for example, add an anchor point? Okay, you have to first select the item, and then you could like use the one with the plus on the upper left to add anchor points. Okay, you go to the stroke, click on the stroke, or click on the side of the field. You could get like extra anchor points. That way you could like modify your, whatever you need, your circle. If you want to probably make a raindrop or something, you first make a circle and then you probably drag that anchor point out. Okay. So what if I don't need that anchor point? Of course, you can go and select the delete anchor point tool. Okay, so that one I don't need. I delete it. It's gone. Okay. Of course, there's like it'll do something to the curve, in which you probably need to go back to the direct selection tool and do some modification. Okay, so and for the last one, the anchor point tool is I don't use that often because it's there if you need it. You could like click and drag on a certain curve and then do a bend on on the side on the middle section of two anchor points, or you could just go to the anchor point and it'll recurve that line. Okay, so recurve that side. I don't use this often, but it's there if you need it. Okay, so that is the anchor point tool if you need it. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of the font tool. So I want to cancel this out. There's a lot to it, but don't be overwhelmed because we won't be using a whole lot of these. So the type tool is pretty easy. You just click in. If you don't click anything, this would be a sampling font that's click in for you to know that there's like something there. Okay, so if you want to, let's like take a look at some of the other like tools regarding fonts. Here's the area type tool. It's if you like click at it, nothing would really happen if you like don't really like click on anything. So you want to first make an object. Okay, so that's why it looks a little bit like a Superman, the backward triangle shape. So you probably want to make uh, a shape of anything. Okay, for example, maybe a rectangle. Okay, so you want to go back to that area type tool. Okay, to go to that triangle and click on the side, not in the middle. Okay, on the side. Okay, there's if you click on the side, they'll say path on the icon on your cursor. Okay, you click at it. Okay, some words will pop up. Okay, so why do you want to do this? Sometimes this is to do like different layouts regarding these context surrounding the object, or it's good for doing layout. So you want to go to your characters panel and probably resize your font. Okay, so once that whenever you use the area type tool, you'll be able to fix whatever content. You'll be able to do some, for example, let me fill this up. Okay, so once I like stretch, or not really stretch, but I want to bring in that side inwards, so that's the content would absolutely like go like a sort like go align itself, and then if there's like a plus icon on the near the lower right, that means there's more content. So you want to drag that lower part to show the additional content. Okay, so you could actually do some layouts by using the area type tool. This is really useful. I use this often. Okay, if you just use the type tool, for example, over here. Okay, if I have like a bunch of content, okay, the worst way to do it is to click, and then you want to type that content, it'll be a long line, and then you have to go to probably a comma or something, and then push enter, and then probably push enter again to try to align your paragraph. Okay, that's the worst way to do it. Okay, so you want to make that object, that container first. Okay, in order to to fill that context within that shape. Okay, so of course, since we're in the characters panel, so there's a lot of adjustments. Let's see on the right side. If you don't see the characters panel, you would go to Windows, and it's at a special spot. It's not really at the Windows, I believe. It's like it's a hidden, like, for example, type right here, character. So it's in under type. Okay, then click character, the character panel will pop up. Right? So you don't go to character, you go to type. Okay, so because it has its own section on top, says type here. So so these are some of the other functionalities, or you could go when you're dealing with different fonts. Okay, so we open up the characters panel, so we could click in whatever size we want, the space between the sentences, the how much the space in between the letters. You could do a lot to it. Okay, so default will be in 0. Okay, so this one also like in 0, but there's like a whole lot you can do. So I want to go to the paragraph panel, which is like also on the side on the properties. Like now it's aligned, the whole paragraph is aligned to the left. You can align it to the middle, align it to the right, depends on how you design your project. And then this one is to align on the left and the right. Okay, but the problem is the word would some spacing in between each word would there'll be a gap, and toward the middle, toward the right, and like toward both sides. So what I like to use is depends on this, whichever like designs you're dealing with. I use a lot on the first 3, depending on the type of designs. Not really this one, but sometimes I do, but depends. So other stuff is like for the paragraph, there are like bullet points in case that you're into doing like, okay, there are bullet points and then dashes, squares, and a blank bullet. Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3 if you need it, or in Roman numerals, and double digits, triple digits. So depends on what is needed. You could like correct your paragraph. Okay, you could indent it. You could like do whatever you wanna, how you wanna fix your paragraph. You can do it here. Okay, so it works like any other Office softwares. So that's the area type tool, a little bit on the characters panel, and yeah, that's about to it on the characters panel. So there's more. There's this type on the path tool. Okay, this is like when you're dealing with a path. Okay, so what if you come up with a design that you have a curved line? Okay, so you probably have some content. You go to that type on the path tool. Let's like make that a stroke. Okay, so you want to click always on the stroke. Okay, click on it. The stroke would act as a, part of a sentence. Okay, so you could actually bend these like anchor points to, modify the, whatever font, whatever context is on that, you know, that stroke, that line, right? Pretty easy. So this depends. Sometimes you want to make a, probably like a coin or something, a token, which like you have like letters surrounding that token or a coin. This is like one of the ways to do it. And so this one is the vertical type tool. Sometimes when you're dealing with like street signs or when you're dealing with like Chinese or Japanese like words, vertical, because Chinese and Japanese words you could, those are the languages you could, of course there are more. You could read vertically, okay? You don't really read English vertically unless it's a street sign or something. But vertical type, you could like have your fonts work vertically. So more on oriented type of language is like more suitable. Okay, so there's this vertical area tool. So it's the same thing except that it works vertically. So I go to the circle right here. See, it dropped in its like vertical context. Okay, so pretty plain and simple. So also with the path tool, this is like a vertical. This works a little bit differently from the one we just talked about. Let's go here and let's click in our. Let's make a new one. Okay, let's make a curve again, and this time I'll use the vertical type tool on vertical type on the path tool. Okay, so you click in again, so it'll work with the with the line. Okay, so it's different from this one. However, okay, if you want to do some modifications, this could be done. For example, you want to go to the characters panel, and there's a sort of like a let me find it. See, show options. There's always more to your panel. Okay, click on it. See, there's more to it. Okay, so one thing people miss when you're for example, you're making a coin or something or an emblem or something. You want you want your context to surround an object or something. See this one here? This one is to rotate your character. So you could always rotate uh, rotate your character. Oh, oops. You see now it's in its pretty much vertical form, right? So actually, I'm rotating each front by clicking at this angle. Okay, so default will be 0. Okay, so if you want to flip this around, so that would be a 180. Let's try that. Yeah, you see now it's upside down, right? So just in case you want to make, you're into like, you know, making a coin, some context regarding surrounding an object, that would do. Okay. So if you're so remember that the characters panel, there's more to it. Click on the hamburger menu, show options, one will pop up. Okay. So sometimes that you want some of the letters to like sometimes we want for example, a square of something. For example, I add a 2 over here. Okay. So you want to select on that 2 and probably narrow it down. And then This one, you want to bring it up so that it'll be some sort, you see, it'll be a square of something, okay? So sometimes when you bump into like, you don't want to, make another 2, and then, oh, it's upside down. Okay, sorry. And then you want to resize it and then put it, somewhere up on, where you need the square, to, to show that it's a square of something. Okay. So this way it'll still be a whole paragraph instead of another piece. Okay. So this is one of the ways to, okay. So that's why this panel is important. Okay. Of course, there are other stuffs, for example, underline and cross. You have to, I guess, select on the letters to get this to work. Oops. Snap to, okay. Some I don't use often, so, oh yeah, right there. Okay, you could do a cross, between a stroke between the line. You could do an underline. Okay, if you like unclick it, it'll be back to normal. Okay. So these are different ways you could modify your text. Okay, so there are so the last one is the touch type tool. I don't really because let me try this out. I kind of forgot. Okay, you could go to individual letter and then you could do modification on each like individual letter. If you want to resize it or what, you could like go to that specific letter and do some modification. This is like good when you're probably designing a logo, okay, or a logo using a type font. Okay, you could click on any of the letter. For example, I want to, this is probably the first letter of the whole paragraph. Sometimes you want to like resize it so that it's, make it important. Okay. So that's all there is to it regarding the font tool. Okay. So you'll be doing some layouts, okay, with regarding context. So these will be usable, okay. So most you want to make a shape first, and then you want to click in that shape, the border of that shape to make it to work. Okay, otherwise the message will pop up. Okay, warning that it's not usable. Okay, so that's. I think we covered most of the functions, right? So the line tool, everything we did, yeah, we've been through that last week, and also the brush tool. I'm gonna go in a little bit on the shaper tool yet, because there's a pencil tool like smooth tool. These are pretty straightforward. If you have like, for example, or a shape of something, okay, and then you might have like a massive anchor point, like going all over that curve, and then sometimes it's like not necessary to have that much amount of anchor points. So you could like go to that smooth tool. Let's go use that smooth tool first. Okay, you could go through that. You have to first select that item. Okay, use the smooth tool to smooth out those anchor points. Okay, so that sometimes it'll like cut down on the anchor points, and it'll make these like, the more if you have like a stylus pen, it's easier to work on, but you could like drag to make that curve more, more curved instead of like a angle. So that's what the smooth tool is for. Okay, so of course there's like path eraser tool. You don't need that much path. You could actually wipe certain path out. It'll be its own individual, sort of works like an eraser, okay, but on paths. Okay. So join tool, of course, is to join your paths, but I seldom use this, so you have to probably select both like of your paths to get it to work. Okay, yeah, you have to select on both of the corners. So now it's joined. So I want to select both of these. Let me zoom in. Okay, both are selected. Okay, this one to this one, and then you want to connect these two lines. That's the one you want to use. Then you probably want to go back to your smooth tool to smoothen it out. Okay, of course you have to select on the object first. Okay, then you want to smooth it. Okay, so sometimes it's not does not work so well. So I rather build from scratch or use the directions or cut down on the anchor points by using the link anchor point tool, and then use the direct selection tool to smoothen your lines out. Okay, so that'll be a perfect curve. Okay, so but it's there if you need it, right? I think last week we talked a little bit on the scissor tool. That works a little bit like the path eraser tool, right? So the scissor tool is like you can click on a certain part of the line, and then you click once, you click twice to make it to work. Okay, so actually you have like cut a well, you could like just do one cut. It'll also work. See, now that line would be in two because you actually use the scissor to cut through that line, right? So once it's good enough, of course, like multi cuts will have like multi pieces, and of course the eraser tool works also, but this is like the you could tell by dragging to a certain spot, you really have to like you have to select on the object. Always select on the object and then select the eraser tool to get it to work. Okay. If you don't select on the object, okay, well, it will, well, you take your chances. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll not. Okay, so and then the knife tool. Okay, the knife tool is used to cut fills. Okay, for example, if I use the eraser tool will also work. So if I erase something, it'll be like its own individual shape, but it's a closed shape when you use the eraser tool. Okay, cut it, cut it. So now it's a three shapes. But if I use the knife tool, okay, so I could cut it. Okay, it'll still like be its own individual shape, but you have to actually like ungroup it to. Oh no, you don't have to ungroup it. It's its own individual shape. So it just depends on your selection, whatever you want to use. These are all like erase tools, except for the scissor tool, it works on the path or on the stroke. The rest, I think it works on, the whole object. Okay, so the line, the knife tool, you have to, you know, just go through your object and cut. Okay, so the next tool we'll be handling is the rotate tool. This is actually pretty simple. It's just like once you click on the you select on the object, you click on that rotate, it'll rotate according to the middle point, which is to see like a blue dot in the middle of that object. But of course, that dot you can move it like to anywhere that you want. For example, if I oops, I'm not able to do it yet. Okay. You want to select on the free transform tool, sorry. Okay, then you'll be able to move the middle point to a certain spot, and then it will rotate, you know, revolve around that middle point. Okay, so let's go back to rotate again. Oh, it's okay, it's rotating on it's in the okay, it's just rotating on that middle point there. But if you use the free transform tool, you can actually like relocate that middle point so that your object would revolve around that middle point. So it works a little bit differently. Okay, so for the free transform tool, you can actually move your middle point to wherever is necessary. But for the rotate, it's just like rotate on the middle point of that object. Oh, actually, you could click. Oh, yeah, by the way, that's what I thought. Okay, you could click on a certain spot of that object to make it a middle point, and that object would rotate, uh, where that middle point lands. Okay, so I don't think you'll land like, okay, even if it's outside that object. So you have to select on the object first, okay, in order to make that, middle point wherever you please, so that it'll do a rotating for that, according to the position of the middle point. So works the same with the free transform tool. You can move it around. Okay. So that's rotation. Okay. So of course there's this reflect tool. Okay. It reflects to wherever you think it should be. So it works like a mirror. So I don't use this a whole lot. Okay. This is like when you want to make a symmetric item, this is usable. Okay, so the next one, the scale tool, is pretty easy. You just scale it, your object. Okay, if you push the Alt key or the Option key, actually okay, let's see. Oh, you just, it's there that you needed the scale tool, but I don't really use it that often. Okay, so you could actually scale it where according to where the middle point lands. Okay, so that is there. But what I do use a lot is this stair tool. Okay, so you could stair it to make your. Sometimes you need your fonts to show a little speed, so you need that to get it to work. Okay, so the reshape tool, I don't really use this often, but it's there if you need it. So sometimes it's hard to get it to work. Okay, it's not working so good. So let's just pass that. I don't use this often anyway. So, okay, so let's get to our main focus of the day is this, this width tool we've been through last week. Okay, so yeah, one more thing is this free transform tool. Okay, this is just to to transform your object. You want to make it wider, narrower. You want to scale it. Okay, scale your object. You want to rotate your object. Okay, or you want to probably change the perspective of the object. You could also do that. Okay, there's like a couple of ways you want to like change the perspective of your object. Okay, so this will pop up these four. So this one is a constraint method, and then the free transform, and then both these two are more of a perspective change on your object. Okay, so that's the free transform tool. Really playing it forward. So you could like try these out. Okay, so our main but there's more, a little bit more to it. If you push down, there's this puppet warp tool. Okay, so you wanna click on that. It'll be in a net type of a format. So you want to click on some of these pins. Okay, you want to pin your item, and then you want to move that pin toward where to do some transformation. Okay, so I believe it's also work on bitmap images. Let's bring that Momo back. Okay, right there, and then I want to resize it. Oops, something wrong. Okay, I want to resize the object first, make it smaller. Okay, and then if I use the puppet tool won't support link file subject type. Okay, so it does not work on the character. Okay, so well, works on vector objects. Okay, so puppet, you could move according to the pins. Okay, so you could make liquefied objects. More pin, the more shape you could get it to make. Okay. Okay, so that's the puppet warp tool. So like the example over here, if there's like a cat or something, but not like all versions have this. This is probably a newer version. If I'm not sure that Inkscape or Affinity Designer has this function. Probably they do, but it's probably another name. Okay, so today's main focus is on this shape builder tool. Okay, so we've been through all of these tools on top. Pretty useful if you know how to use them. Okay, so let's go through this shape builder tool. This is what we're going to build today. Okay, so I want to clear all the items out of my canvas. Okay, so let's make for example, two objects. 1, 2, and just to give you a example how the tool works. 2 in different colors, right? Okay, if I use the shape builder tool, okay, which if it's not available, you want to push and then to see if it's there. If not, go to the 3 dots and then look for the shape builder tool, okay? A default should be there, okay? So once you select on it, what is the thing you want to do, okay? So you couldn't do anything, okay? Because the items are not selected, okay? And you want to select multiple items. For example, you want to use the selection tool to select both of these items, right? And then you can see that there's like a crossing in between these 2 items. This middle part over here, which the square above overlaps the square underneath, right? So you want to select on your items first, so in order to get it to work. Okay, then you want to select on that shape builder tool. Once you select on it, okay, you can see that it's highlighted, right? Whenever each piece it runs over, right? So I want to click maybe on this piece in the middle, and then I want to run it. Click and hold on your mouse. You want to run through that dark blue, and now it's in one piece. Now it's combined together into one piece. And then since I started from the middle, and it became its own individual piece. So I want to select both of this object again, go to that shape builder tool, select on the first item, and then run through the second item. They'll connect to be one item, right? So that's the shape builder tool. You have like multiple items in which you want to connect together. So that's how, basically how it works. Okay, so that's the shape builder tool. But what do we want to do? Some coloring. Okay, for example, I have both of these items selected, and then let's go dive in deeper. I want to click on the live paint bucket. Okay, so and then once you click on that, you see there's like a small square that popped up on the upper left of your cursor, right? By this time, you could like actually select the colors that you desire. For example, I select this pinkish purple-ish color right there. And then go to your item. You could, fill that item with your desired color. You select on the second color, for example, a brighter purple or pink, and then select on the item that you desire. Okay, so that's if you don't select on anything, it won't work. So you have to actually select on your items to get the live paint bucket to work. Okay, of course, there's this live paint selection tool in which we could select and change the colors, right? Right there. So it's pretty plain and simple. It's all based on that shape builder tool. Okay, so shape builder tool again. It won't work. Like if you're just on the shape builder tool, it won't work. Okay, so make sure that you go back to your selection tool, select everything, and then use that shape builder to get it to work. So I want all these like okay. Now it's not able to work because okay. Oh, okay. Now it's okay. Just delete that. Okay. Okay. So your project for today. I want to place a image. So let's take a look at these two images. Okay. So if you just like use the pen tool to do this, it'll be difficult. Okay. It's actually not that difficult. All you have to do is like just have one circle, a big circle, and then I want to eyedrop till that circle. Maybe have a stroke as its border, and then make that stroke a little bit bigger, right? And have maybe two more circles, not as big, but maybe around that size in the middle. Okay, right there. And let's change that to another color so you'll see what's going on. Okay, so I want another circle. Copy, paste it in place, drag it down right there. Okay, make it into another color right there, right? So I have like three circles, two small circles in the middle and one on the outside, right? So at this point, if I select everything, I'll be able to see all its structure of of both of all three circles. So you really have to judge like which piece goes with which piece. So you want to use that shape builder tool again. Okay. First, I want to run through this dark one over here, click and hold, and then to that sharp one on the left, then let go. Okay. So you have the first piece right there. Okay. So I want to probably connect these two together. So I want to hold my mouse key, click and hold, and then drag to that second one on the sharper one on the right. So that'll connect together, right? So at this point, the middle one will be it will be its own individual object. Just oops. So you would, it will be in three cutouts. So that's your shape. So at this point, you could actually like color whatever you want. If you use for example, the gradient tool, maybe a stark, maybe a reddish type of a color. And this one on top, I drop that and then make it, reverse. Okay, somehow like that. So it's more of like a Morpheus strip, Morpheus ring that it's always like inside out and other way around. So it's like so you can make this shape, right? The inner part is the same, but it's just scaled down, right? So so it's not complicated as you think it is. Just have to understand your structure, right? So this is how you make this object by using if you know how to use the shape builder tool. If not, you have to like go through this, like probably use the curvature tool to try to, curve that side and then go back and then make that curve again to make that, a perfect curve that could combine into a circle, which is not impossible, but it takes a lot of work, right? If you like everything is calculated correctly, you know the right tools, it's easy to work. So let's take a look at this on this square again. It's also a inside out type of a shape. This object here, so you have to actually like make lines, okay? The shape builder to also work with lines. So you want to probably, okay, if I'm able to, I'll just make a couple of lines with that one single one. Let's paste that in place. And then move that line to the second area. And then to the third area. Okay. So let's like duplicate all these three lines, and then move it toward the right, and then select all of these lines. Okay, you don't want to select like one by one. One way you could do is to select one of these and go to select same stroke color. Okay, so all these will be selected. Oh, I have an extra one probably. Oh, these are the same, so you probably don't want to use stroke color. So you want to probably use select same shape. Okay, yeah, see all these 6 will be selected. So again, copy, paste in place, do a rotation, hold down the shift button, and then drag it higher so that it matches like the lines like in the square. So there's like couple of side you have to also build. So you take one and 2 and 3 and 4 of that outer rim, outer line, and rotate it so that it's in between those edges. Okay. And then run through the shape builder tool. Okay, you want to have everything selected first. All these, like these lines, of course, not the image. I want to move those lines to the side, at least let you see the structure. And then once all these are selected, you could like go to your shape builder tool and start building, to run through the lines to make it one, object. Even though there's no fill, you could do that. So this is how you do it, okay? So with the lines that you don't need, you could just like delete them. Oh, okay, sorry, it's still in one piece. So yeah, you want to delete those lines that you don't need, okay? So I won't show you everything. Try to build this from scratch. You'll be able to do it, okay? So that would be it. So let's take a break for 10 minutes, come back, and this image is uploaded. So we want to try to complete these 2 images today. This is the practice of the day, okay? So the next session, try like building these 2 images and have them uploaded when you're finished. And if you have any questions, come to me, okay? So let's take a break for 10 minutes, come back, start. What's wrong? Huh? You gotta go. Oh, take care. Drink some water. Oh, Inkscape. Let me try it out. Okay. For Inkscape, most of the stuff is on top, right? You see the scissor tool, it's up on top. So if you're using Inkscape, a lot of the stuff will be on top. So if you want to probably make a shape, then you want to probably color it somehow on the bottom. What? You don't have well, probably use like a different version. Yeah, so try to get the newest version if you can. Mine's probably a newer version, I think. It's free anyway, so just get it. Yeah. What's that?
What version do you have?
Let me take a look.
1.4.2.
Yeah, that's the one I have. 1.4.2, right? So you don't have the.
You don't have the series it might be hidden somewhere else.
Yeah, it's probably hidden. You probably have to go through. How do I get rid of this?
Just say that. Oh, it's at the side.
Oh, it's on the side. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you have to take it back.
Yeah. Oh, the videos.
Is it iPlus?
Yes, but I haven't posted the previous yet.
Yeah, because I was wondering where they.
Okay, I'll do it tonight.
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
Okay. Sorry. You cut your hair? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Great, right? Ready? Hey, hey.
Sure.
Oh, have you read our introductions yet?
Some of yours. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you have to like introduce yourself to me so I'll know. Yeah.
What do you do for fun? I sleep. Okay. And then. I don't know. Yours? Oh, you're supposed to do that? No, you can do whatever. Oh, we're supposed to do that? Ask the teacher, are we supposed to do that? Are we supposed to make like a image? Or just type it down?
Just
The introduction.
introduction, just type it down.
I like listening to people. Oh, he said, yeah, it was like, oh, this was this.
Okay, let's get with the practice. If you bump into any issues, you're welcome to ask me. I'll go over and help you, or if you come over, that will be fine.
So I don't have to do it. I'm bored. Wait, can you see my comment? Yeah, I think we should talk about this. I hope I know. No. No, I think you would say person. What is he? I don't I'm so full. Using my hands to walk myself up. Putting my hands on my head. It's an email. Yeah, they actually do it's like the freaks. I'm just obsessed with photos. That's why I'm saying if you don't read the diet.
Oh yeah, by the way, let's do a roll call. So just log into our Google Meet and type in your student ID and your name. Okay. Yeah, it's in the Google Classroom. You look at the message, the link to the Google Meet. Then you wanna click, leave your ID and your name. ID and name, please.
Oh, yeah. Name and
Student ID. Yeah.
remember what. I'm giving you the. No, easy. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, she's dying. Not go wrong with it. So bad. No, it's so good. Yeah. The section that we saw that's not in skip is to cut to clipboard.
Okay,
It's like cutting the path to the tool.
let me take a look. Or rather, let me look at yours.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Oh. Not really.
Please update me.
Yeah, okay. Let me take a look.
We have to like immediately go to the library. Where the interview my TV though. Sorry. Sorry for me. Yes. Wait. No, I put the Google Meet. Sorry. Everyone. No, that's fine. No, I like this. That ultimate
That, like Google Meet, yeah. It's echoing, it is. Oh, okay.